We back
Yes, sir.
with another episode of the Brothers-in-Law podcast.
Let's get it.
My co-host Conrad is not here today, but I got my homie Tyreek joining us instead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I'm really excited to have this episode. Thank you for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me, man.
For sure.
Appreciate you, man.
So a brief intro to the pod for those who don't know.
Mhm.
Brothers-in-Law podcast is a component of a company I started, an organization called For the Family.
Right.
The whole purpose of the organization is to give access to legal information to those who most need it.
Yeah.
So there's three components to the organization. One is programming, schools.
Mhm.
If you need somebody to come through and do Know Your Rights programming or career day to talk about public defenders and what we do programming. Podcasts.
Mhm.
That's the second component, Brothers-in-Law podcast with my boy Conrad Tyreek today.
Mhm.
And then the last component, which I'm very excited to announce and talk about it more, is I want to create scholarships for people. Most importantly, to be specific though, I want to give a scholarship to a graduating Black law student who is working at a PD office.
Wow.
And
that's
it's important because it's important to me for that.
Yeah.
Because I had to take out a bar loan after I graduated law school. And I don't know if people know what that means.
Johnson.
Yeah, I don't know if people know what that means, but like when you graduate law school, financial aid is over.
Yeah.
So like there's no more money coming in.
Matter of fact, you owe them money.
You owe them money.
Actually.
Facts. And law school ended for me on May of 2018, and I ain't started working until September of 2018.
So you was
that's 3 months. June, July, August, September. There's 3 months where I gotta pay rent. There's 3 months where I gotta eat. I gotta pay for a bar course, which is like 2 racks.
You know, they spanking for those too.
Yeah. I had to pay for the bar fees.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a couple $1,000 I had to pay for. So all that to say, I had to take out a loan that I'm still paying back right now
to this day.
And what my plan is to alleviate that burden for
somebody else,
particularly Black folks who are, pursuing what we do. It's crazy because people who go to big law firms and stuff, their law firms pay for their bar fees.
Yeah, they do.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they do.
They already come out making, I think they make $190 now as a first year.
Yeah, they get into the money.
Right.
They get into the
They
money.
make $190 coming out of law school, and their firm pays for all their bar fees. And then those of us who are making the least amount of money got to come out of pocket for everything.
Yeah, that's a fact. And the crazy thing is like, they got the money to pay for everybody.
Right.
Everybody. To be honest with you.
Facts.
They need a nice little tax write-off. They might as well throw some change that way too. Now we ain't playing around with these people.
Exactly. So that was my long way of saying that one component is scholarship, which will be rolling out soon. I already got the application set out.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a law student, if you fall into that category, if you're a Black graduating law student, and you're working at a public defender's office, whether you've committed already or you're in the process of still looking, holler at me. Got an application for you. I'm trying to give
let's go
a recipient an award.
Yeah.
So the podcast is in the same line of the organization. The whole point of the podcast is for me and other lawyers to break down some things that we've learned.
Mm-hmm.
All right. My slogan is, this is not free legal advice, it's just free game.
Right.
Right. Because, we're not giving legal advice. We can't do that
actually. Yeah.
Right.
Like,
what we can do is we can put people on game, and we can explain legal concepts that they may not know. We can explain what people's rights are and whatnot. Exactly. We can provide information.
Yeah.
And that's what we do here at the Brothers-in-Law podcast.
Yeah.
Last episode, which will air at some point, me and Conrad talked about orders of protection.
Ooh.
We didn't really go deep into Crawford hearings and all that, but we talked about generally what happens when there's order of protection and how that works.
Yeah.
Today we have a few other things we want to break down to everybody. But before we get into it, I want to make sure I give a proper introduction to my co-host.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
And so we work together.
That's true.
And I know sometimes, different offices just have different work cultures, and they might not necessarily like call their co-workers their homies, but we homies.
Yeah.
So co-workers, well, we actually cross a lot of paths. We play on the flag football team that our office puts together, which, we getting better.
Yeah, we putting it together. This was like our best season that we ever had.
Right. We was cooking.
Yeah, this is our best season.
We gonna be making some progress. We work together. So
yeah,
those who don't know, we both work as public defenders at the Bronx Defender's Office. Been there 6 years. My man's in his first year right now.
Yeah, yep. 6 months in.
Yeah, he's actually my direct supervisee. So anything he know, I'm gonna take credit for. So if y'all think he's sharp,
yeah. That's right. That's right. Get you. Yeah. He deserve it.
So yeah, we worked together. Alpha Phi Alpha.
Come on,
Unfortunate, but it's all D9. It's all D9, and we're all fighting for the upliftment of our people for sure.
In the whole Greekdom, it's love.
You know what I'm saying? Member of Alpha Phi Alpha. Comedian, stand-up comedian.
Yeah, I do the stand-up.
My man, I don't know if you ever seen the show Martin. Oh, you might be too young for Martin. You watch Martin?
Come on now. How you think? Come on, brother.
Well, Martin got this character name. I think it was who played him? I think Tracy Morgan played him.
Yeah,
they called him
Morgan.
Hustle Man.
Yeah.
I feel like you Hustle Man, bro. Cause he's a full-time public defender.
Yeah.
You're a comedian on your downtime.
Yeah.
You also got a moving business, so I think it's so funny. I don't know why I think it's funny, but I think it's mad funny. You do so much.
Yeah. Nah. That's a fact. And you know what I say that with the moving thing in particular, you see how it's like as far as the bar loans and stuff. See, the thing is, and this is for everybody listening out here, man. All of the public defenders offices, we got to start with the unpaid internships, man.
Oh, fact.
Because that right there crushed me to the point where, you feel me, I had to get something together, and I just got lucky and got fortunate. So, I'm proud that I can, help people, and I also just, want to encourage everybody to if you do got some type of hustle, go for it. Cause especially if you want to be a public defender and you're trying to be in this lifestyle, cause it's not necessarily about the money. You know what I mean? We don't do this for the money. We do this for what's right. You know what I mean?
And for folks that may not know altogether, when you go to law school is generally 3 years.
Yeah, you go for 3 years.
Every summer, the big part of law school is you got to get an internship.
Got to.
And the internship going into your last year is usually your most important internship. And what he said is all public defenders offices is unpaid.
Yeah.
So if you go into a different state, you was living in Virginia at the time.
Yeah, I lived in Virginia.
You came to New York for 3 months and was not making no money
at all.
If you don't got family, if you don't got money, it's really hard for you to survive. And again, big law firms will pay their interns good money. You're
gonna make probably more money in 8 weeks than you probably ever made in your life.
Facts. I think I had some friends who made 30 racks in the summer.
Yeah.
We made 0. We changed lives though.
We was scraping by, buddy. But yeah, bro still called me to this day and thank me for what I did.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I could wake up and let myself in and I'm proud of what I do.
That's true.
The money wouldn't be that bad either.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so Tyriek, tell them a little about yourself. What made you want to be a public defender?
Oh yeah.
How's your experience in New York been? Just say a little something.
Well, I guess I'll say what made me become a public defender. I used to be in organizing.
Okay.
I used to really be in the organizing as far as marches, rallies, all that. We was shutting stuff down. I'm telling you, that was my thing.
Yeah.
And it kind of got to a point where I just felt like it was too many exterior pressures involved with that, in the sense of politics, and I didn't really feel comfortable with that. I didn't feel oh, we got an article in the newspaper or we got an interview with this person as necessarily we've accomplished our task.
Right.
So I said to myself, well, what else can I do to really accomplish my goal, which is ultimately liberating, people of color, Black people. And I felt through the legal system, that's a way to do that. And a public defender is somebody that's going to really represent anybody that need the help.
Yeah.
And that's going to really stand by the principles and values that's already there.
Right.
To make sure they good.
Right.
So I felt from that little small level, I could do a lot of change.
Okay.
And I said, yeah, let me do this. Let me do the public defender.
And how'd you find out about public defense? Why? Because there's a lot of things you can do to help people. You could have gone and done many different public interest jobs.
All right, I can tell you that right now.
Yeah,
because I used to be in the teaching. I was going to become a teacher at one point.
And teach what?
I was going to teach math.
Okay.
And I still be I'm for the kids. You know what I mean? So as far as the tutoring and stuff like that, I still help kids and stuff.
Okay.
But as far as being a teacher, I had some experiences where I just felt as though the education system got a lot of flaws too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The education system is messed up and it's being influenced by a lot of other factors as well.
Right.
I mean, our job as lawyers is as well, but I just feel we got the most control over those exterior forces than any other field that I saw. Because like when you a teacher, at the end of the day, like it is important for like institutions to be there and support like children's, but families support children's as well. So it's like whatever's going on in a person's family life, like you can't control that with a kid. Like that's not even your role as a teacher. Like as somebody lawyer, like you just giving somebody advice, like you representing them. Like you only saying what they want you to do. It's like I'm not a part of that to try to get you to do nothing you don't want to do. Like I'm here to just be there for you, like, and get you the help you need. That's it. So that's why I wasn't really into the education at the same time. But I still, like I said, I still support education. And like one day I might find myself back in the education space.
Got you.
But as of right now though, the law right now is, I feel like where it's at based off of what's been going on too, like in the world. You know?
So you decided to be public defender. We actually just celebrated you and your class's 6-month anniversary.
6-month anniversary
last week. So how has your experience been within the first 6 months? Has it been what you thought it would be? Has it passed expectations? Did it not meet expectations? What has it been like so far?
See, I never even really had expectations, to be honest with you. And I seen a lot of things like as an intern working there. See, I worked at the Bronx Defenders like last summer as an intern as well. And I had a lot of experiences there where, you know, I saw a lot of matters. Like I saw that I was working with you on your matter. I was working with Conrad on some real serious matters as well. So like I saw a high level of public defense work. So now it's like, although what I go through could be necessarily overwhelming, like I could appreciate it based off of what I've seen in the past. So like my expectations was like, you know, it is what it is. Like this is what the job take, and like that's what it is. So I personally feel like it's been great though, as far as like helping people. Like people really text me sometimes and they say like, bro, like you the man, bro. Like you really thank you so much for like really being there for me. And it's like a paycheck can't never do that for a person. It's like a person really telling you that is like, dang, like, all right, bro, you feel appreciated. Like sometimes I walk through court and I feel like, dang, I feel appreciated in my job, like low key. It's like I feel like people seeing me, and they saying like this dude really like making an impact. It's like, dang, that's all I ever wanted anyway. Like to make an impact. Like I don't really care if people see me necessarily, but it feels good to know that I am. I've been in a lot of places. Like I went to law school at UVA. I went to undergrad at the University of Wisconsin. These is predominantly white places. It's not always you feel seen. Like it's probably a lot of people who, you know, going to law school at a university right now who, you know, go to a predominantly white school and they feel invisible and they feel unseen by their whole situation that they in. But it's like here, I feel seen. Like so it's like it feels good. Like my expectations is smooth. Like we living good, baby. I ain't gonna hold you.
Okay. I'm glad. I know some people don't know what they get themselves into. I've seen a lot of people start working and within a month they've quit. Or they're just really drowning and they just didn't know what to expect. Cause
you gotta know what you're doing it for though. That's what it's like. That's a part of it. So people got their reasons. You know what I mean? Everybody got different reasons, but you gotta know why you want to do this if you really want to do this. Cause it's like, it's gonna be like you more than somebody lawyer. Like, you ever seen Pulp Fiction?
What you know about Pulp Fiction? That's
Come
crazy.
on, see, you this ageism gotta cut it out, man. I'm telling you, man. You see Pulp Fiction. You seen Mr. Wolf? Remember when the dude with his shirt was, and he had to come and clean his shirt off, Mr. Wolf? I think that was his name.
I think so.
That's basically, we like everybody Mr. Wolf. Like somebody going through any problem, bro, they gonna call you. Like you're their lawyer. Like they gonna say on the phone, like, this is my lawyer. Like other day, you know what the class, you know what the class said the other day, bro? I'm gonna tell you, bro.
What happened?
So I'm in arraignments, right? Interviewing somebody got locked up or whatever. So I'm interviewing them. My phone ring, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna ignore it. Phone ring again. I'm gonna ignore it. Same number. I don't even know who it is. Phone ring the third time. I'm like, I'm gonna answer this time. So I tell a dude, I know you locked up, bro, right now, but I gotta take this. It could be an emergency for somebody. Go out in the hallway. I answer the phone. Hello? Nobody answer. All I hear is commotion in the background, yelling and stuff, right? So I'm like, man, what's going on? He answers the phone. He's like, hey, man, the police is outside. The police is outside. I'm like, damn, like, what's going on? They got a warrant? He like, I don't know. I'm gonna ask him. He said, y'all got a fucking warrant? They said, no. He like, nah, they don't got a warrant. I was like, damn, so what's going on? He like, they saying something about my leg, but I'm good. I'm like, man, well, based off what you telling me, bro, you don't gotta answer the door.
Yeah.
Bro said, my lawyer said, fuck you. I said, bro, like, that's not what I said.
That's not what I said.
That's not what I said, bro. That's not what I said at all, bro. Like, that's not what I said, bro.
Right.
Hang up or whatever. He like, thank you, bro. I love you, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know who that man is, bro. But like, bro was really giving me that. You see what I'm saying? But the point of the story is that you're more than just somebody. Like, that is, you somebody public defender, bro. You gonna get a phone call from a random number.
Yeah.
Somebody like in a situation, and they just gonna be trusting you with everything. Like, you don't even know what's going on. You just like, all right, let's get it. Like, whoever, whatever, it's good. Let's go. Like, let's go. Like, I got you, bro. Like, let's go. You gotta be prepared for that, though.
I feel like it's kind of akin to like, I don't want to incriminate myself, but it's kind of like pledging for like to where like somebody may not know what is a part of the pledging process.
You don't know what's going on. Now you just sitting there.
You see everybody in the colors and we stepping, we strolling, everything look cool. But like once the pledging process starts, like, oh, this is not what I thought it was. And it's the same thing with public defense. It's like, people think this job is just being in court. And you come in and you find out you got to be this person's therapist.
That's exactly what it is.
You got to be this person's social worker. And
that's a big part of the job. You got to be the person that they gonna call it Saturday morning, like, bro, like, and that's why I'm glad, like, you got a work phone, brother.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah. So for those that don't know, I tell all my supervisees to like really work on boundaries. And part of boundaries, what I'm saying is like, make sure that you are not giving out your personal phone number to your clients. Either have a Google Voice or a separate phone. I've been preaching this for the past 6 months, and most of them either got a work phone, or
a number, like
or a different number.
Like
for my past 6 years, I was using my personal phone number. I did Google
direct
Voice.
Line, dog.
Then I got lazy, and most of my clients have my direct phone number, and my boundaries have not been good because of that. However, as of last week,
my boy,
finally got me a work phone. I actually had a Raymond.
You got an Apple phone?
I did.
You say they just got that Monopoly lawsuit too.
Oh, I heard that too.
Here nor there though. How you get that? Watch out, y'all.
That's a fact. But I had a Raymond today.
You used it,
and we'll talk about it. Yeah, but I don't know my number yet, so
I got a tape
going to the back of my phone.
That's actually smart though.
Yeah,
the tape on the back of the phone. That's
so
smart.
Every client I picked up and every family member that I met today
gave them the work phone.
I got the work phone.
Oh yeah, your life about to be way smoother now. Like,
I'm very happy about that.
Yo, congratulations, my boy.
Appreciate you. All right, so let's get into some details, right? So the whole point of this is to put people on game. Each time I have a guest or I have a regular episode, I want to explain one or a few new concepts.
All right.
To people. So we got a few on the docket that we want to just break down to people so they understand it. So if you ever get arrested, you may hear a lot of what we talk about. If you have never been arrested before, these words and concepts may be really foreign to you.
That's true.
So that the goal is for at the end of this episode, for y'all to have a little better of an understanding about some things that happen once you get arrested.
Right.
All right. I think we should start with I-cards because I-cards are like the beginning part of an arrest. And then we should go to right to remain silent because like when you get arrested, people.
That's where it comes. Yeah, that's where it comes.
And then we can talk about
COCs. Yeah, that's literally the order. That's a perfect order.
Yeah.
Right there.
So the three things we're gonna talk about right now, that might just sound like a foreign language, but hopefully at the end of this, you'll know what these things are.
You're gonna understand it. This is actually really important too.
Right.
Like
first thing is what's called an I-card.
In New York, in the state of according to the state of New York, allegedly.
I-card, I-C-A-R-D, I-card. Yeah.
Yeah.
I-card, and then the second thing.
Investigation card.
Exactly. Yeah. Second thing we'll talk about. Generally, we're not going to go into too much detail, but your right to remain silent, because there's a couple things that people may not know about that, right?
And that's crazy because like I feel like people hear that and it sounds cliche, but like it need to be said in a way where like people get it, because like clearly it ain't cliche, because we wouldn't need to be sad otherwise.
Facts. And then the last thing we'll talk about is what shorthand is called COCs. What it stands for is a certificate of compliance, and we'll break down more what that means, its significance, and how that plays in. All right, so let's start with what is an I-card?
Man, I-card is, I think we got to go back before we even talk about what an I-card is, just so we can make sure that everybody is on the same page.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? Because let's say like from the first point of it, everybody know what a warrant is.
Right.
I think everybody know what a warrant is. Like search warrant, arrest warrants.
Right.
Everybody know what a warrant is. Right. I'm going to break it down to them like this. When somebody get a warrant, right, you got a right to whatever that warrant is giving you to. So that means your person or your property or whatever. The thing about a warrant is a judge has to sign it in order for that warrant to be in effect. Right? So if they got a warrant for your arrest, that means a judge signed it. That means the police can use that piece of paper, the warrant that the judge signed, and come and lock your ass up, basically. That's what that means.
What that means is that, and to add on to that, is that they already have probable cause to arrest you. So once a police thinks they have that, they can go get a warrant, get it signed, and arrest you on the warrant.
And lock you up on the warrant, right? The thing about New York City, I don't know if this is New York State too, or just the city of New York. I don't know if the iCars.
I don't know. I'm just talking about
the New York City. Yeah, as far as we know, in New York City, what they've been doing is instead of getting a judge to sign a warrant to lock you up, they've created their own pieces of paper, which they're saying gives them probable cause to come and arrest you. So what they're doing effectively is bypassing a whole constitutional framework to come and lock you up. That's what's going on in New York with the iCards. So there are people who getting locked up, like about to get out of jail, and they say, "Oh, we got an iCard for you." Guess what, buddy? You ain't going nowhere. Like, you going back in. Like, you're going back into the precinct. Like, to the that's not really how to. As far as according to the Constitution, at least.
Right.
I don't think that's how that's supposed to work. So like when I went to law school in Virginia. When I came here, I thought that was wild.
Yeah, no, that's,
and I think a lot of people in a lot of other places think that's wild too. And there's really not like nothing really being done about that. How they able to do that and get away with it? It's crazy, but that's something that people got to know what's going on. Like these people could, the police could say, "I believe you are a person that should be arrested," and instead of going to a judge, could just literally put your picture on a flyer and come and lock you up.
And so the way that iCards generally get generated is, I guess it functions as a warrant, but like the way it happens is like, let's say Jack, I keep saying Jack and Jill. Let's say Jack and Jill get into a fight. And Jill claims that Jack assaulted her. So Jill calls the police and she tells the police, "Hey, I got assaulted by my boyfriend." The police come, they take the complaint down, and they say, "Okay, now I gotta arrest him." So they create at that point what's called an iCard, which is like an investigation card that gives them the right to arrest you based on probable cause. And so that's what happens. So like the same way that you would use the word arrest warrant, we use iCard. And it's simply just based off of like complaints. If somebody files a complaint and a police officer thinks that gives them enough information to arrest you, then they can arrest you. And then the courts will figure out whether or not that arrest is actually going to hold up or turn into something. The unfortunate thing is, and I think clients need to know this, is that when a police officer has an iCard, so a warrant for your arrest because somebody made a complaint against you, there's not much we can do to cancel.
That's the thing.
To stop the iCard from you getting arrested.
That's the thing.
You're going to have to get arrested. You're going to have to go to court. And
like the most we could do is make an objection, bro, in court. Like, we object to this person being further detained on the iCard, but like
the only way to
you still gonna be locked up, bro.
The only way to stop an iCard from happening is like you can find a way to prove that the iCard is not for you. If the date of birth is wrong, if they got a picture and it doesn't match you, but like
now you are giving your whole identity away. People like maybe don't do that, bro.
Right. But if they got an iCard, you got to get arrested. If somebody makes a complaint against you, you got to get arrested. If there's any domestic violence allegations where someone speaks to a police officer and a police officer writes down a complaint, they have this like unspoken rule in New York where they must arrest on domestic violence allegations, even if like
they got.
They say it's unspoken. Like every police officer is like, well, if they call on a DV case,
you going
then
to jail.
we gotta do arrest.
Damn.
Even if there's like overwhelming evidence at the time that it didn't happen, even if she's like, you know what, I was just frustrated. It didn't really happen. I just wanted to get the police involved. Because they made the allegations, generally they gotta go forward with the arrest.
New York City got some of the most toxic relationships in all of America, bro.
I know.
And they got the nerve to be locking people up, bro.
Man, you should imagine what things was like during COVID when no one was going home and it was just mad domestic violence and just family fights.
Oh, it was so much stuff.
It was crazy.
Oh, yeah,
it was a crazy time to be practicing.
See, I guess, yeah.
But yeah, so that's an iCard.
That's an iCard.
iCard is
My position, unconstitutional, bro.
Yeah.
My position, unconstitutional, bro. I don't necessarily trust NYPD to be out here doing that, bro, without proper authorization, bro. Because like at the end of the day, I've also seen people get arrested.
Yeah.
Because they like pissed off the cops.
Yeah.
Go through arraignments and booking and all that.
Yeah.
Just to not get prosecuted. Like go home after that. Like Holmes, you just got locked up for like a whole day.
Right.
Just because the police was mad at you, bro. So
right.
Who's to say what they'd make an eye call for? Like
and like people minimize what the effect of an arrest can do, even if it's just like a 1-day arrest.
Yeah.
Like people could lose their job because of no call, no show. People can lose their kids because ACS got involved because he didn't come home, and someone called the police because their kids was at school too long because you couldn't pick them up. And it's like
that's real, bro.
One arrest that you come home the same day, even if the case gets dismissed, can derail a whole lot.
It's gonna throw you off, bro. Like trauma. Like I done seen some real human adults like going through real trauma, like crying and all that. Like these people is leaders in their community.
Yeah.
Like really like leaders and people look up to them in their community. And guess what? They crying in the cell when their case get dismissed in 2 weeks.
Right.
And it's like, bro, what's going on, bro? Like, that's what this type of situation is, though. Like, it's really traumatic for some people. Like, for a lot of people, I ain't even gonna say some people. For everybody, bro. Like, there's no way you can go through being processed like that and not feel like trauma, you know what I mean?
And it's something I gotta remind myself, because I've been doing this 6 years now, and I've seen people, I've had clients take pleas to prison time. So in my mind, when I meet someone who case is getting dismissed within 2 weeks, I'm like, yo, case is getting dismissed, you good,
bro. Like, you good, bro.
But it's really paternalistic of me to do that, and it's also like I gotta remind myself that an arrest, even though I've been privy to just different experiences, it shouldn't minimize
how that is. Yeah, exactly. And imagine if it's their first time or something. That's his first time being locked up. Like, you know he gonna be geeked out over that. You like, fool, this ain't gonna be dismissed. He gonna call you every day about that case. Like, you good, bro.
Because in New York, if you get arrested and you don't go home, well, that means you're going to Rikers.
You're going to the island,
I think people, it's kind of funny because even people who live in New York, they know about Rikers Island, but I think in their mind, it still sounds like a faraway place. It still sounds like very out of touch. Oh, it's just a bad jail out here. It's just a bad jail out here. But like, no, it's a real place.
Yeah.
A place that I go to weekly or sometimes bi-weekly. And it's a terrible place.
It's not a good place, bro.
I was there one day.
Like, imagine being in Rikers, bro, for like 6 months and then your case get dismissed and all that. Like, not even prosecuted or nothing. Like, they just dismiss it.
Right.
Like, damn.
Imagine what you went through for this past 6 months.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, I was there one day, and like for the past like year, there's been a whole bunch of like reports and articles about how bad Rikers is. And I was there one day for 2 hours waiting to see a client. And within my 2 hours of being there, about 10 correction officers got fired.
Wow.
Like, I'm sitting there.
They got fired?
Yeah, I'm sitting there, and one of the officers I'm talking to was like, you see him? He just getting fired. He's leaving right now. You see him? He just got fired too. And it was like 10.
Why they was firing him?
I didn't know those details, but it was just like, I say that to explain how bad.
They probably was some whistleblowers, bruh.
Something was happening.
They probably was some whistleblowers, bro. That's the only reason why I would think
they would. I don't know what it was. I think it's just bad conditions and like
they was probably making noise. They was like leaking information to the media or something.
I don't know what it
was. They had to get them up out of there, man.
But it's so bad to where like turnover rates there is bad.
That was bad, yeah. They trying to get up out of there. Yeah, that's not a place for any human, bro.
Right.
That's not a place for any human, bro. That's why we gotta work tirelessly and hard at the job we do, bro, because this shit matter,
it's
bro.
It's not a place for any human, man.
Yeah.
DAs and judges make decisions every day that send people to Rikers, and it's just so aggravating because like they have no idea what the experience is like. They don't. I think that every person who decides to be a DA or a judge who has the power to put someone in jail, like let's have an internship where they got to go to Rikers for like a week. That way, like, okay.
Wait, they got to live in that joint?
Yeah.
Like real live in it?
Yeah. There should be like cells that they put for DAs and judges where they're like, all right, you got an internship. You got to be here for a week. If you want to be a judge, if you want to have the power to send somebody here, you have to have an understanding of what you're sending somebody to. I think that's something they should be doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, for those
definitely the prison, the time rate will drop like a motherfucker. Boy, it'd be the lowest sentencing in the history.
I think that'd be powerful. Like if they just understood what they were sentencing people to, or where they were sending people to.
Nah, that's true. That's true. But they gonna say well, you gotta send the public defenders too, though, now. Like, the niggas be out here trying to take niggas to take deals for stuff, bro.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, like, I think
I can have it both ways, yeah.
Yeah, you can have it both ways,
if I'm going to have somebody take a plea to jail time.
Exactly, bro. You got to, bro.
I should be aware of what I'm sending people to or what I'm advising people to do.
At the same time, bro.
I don't know if at least defenders be on board.
Oh, they would not be on board. Look, took it too far with that one, buddy.
But that'd be good, though. I feel like it would like really rid a lot of public defenders.
It would, bro. Like, who you like? How bad you want it?
Yeah.
Straight like that. Damn. Like, she would have, like he would have been a great lawyer, bro. But
right. Can't go to Rikers, man. Can't go to jail.
He couldn't cut it. He couldn't cut it for a week, bro.
All right. So yeah, those are iCards.
Yeah, that's an iCard.
Next thing, we're not gonna go too much on this, but the right to remain silent.
Yeah, because like what I be seeing in a lot of my cases is like we necessarily have like everybody got a right to not say nothing, right?
Right.
But it's like people who just be voluntarily saying stuff to the police that like it really incriminate them. It is like, why do you do this, bro? Like you had no reason to do that, bro. Like I ain't even gonna get into the details of any of the like specific cases I have, bro. But it's just like I think what happens is that people think that like they can talk their way out of getting locked up and stuff.
Finesse their way out of
think they gonna finesse it, like, and it's like you can finesse it sometimes, bro. But it's like, bro, you not about to finesse it 9 times out of 10, bro. So you better off just saying like, look, bro, like, what do you want? Like, am I under arrest? Like, why you have me here? Like, other than that, you shouldn't really be saying nothing to them, bro, because like you're gonna say something that's gonna end up getting you caught up, bro.
Right, and you think you not.
Like they really gonna write that shit down, bro, and give you a statement notice. Like it's gonna be on a piece of paper transcribed. Like, yeah, he said he knew he knew his license. He said, I know my license is suspended. Like, bro, you got charged with unlicensed drive.
Yo, that's the point. So people get arrested every day for driving without a valid license or with the license being suspended. One thing that they would have to prove is that you knew your license was suspended. They gotta prove that. The way they usually prove that is like sometimes what the DMV does is they send a letter to your address that proves that, hey, this is license suspended.
You got it from that.
Right.
Yeah.
So what the DS office would do is they would show proof that that letter was sent.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they don't have that letter, or sometimes they didn't do their job. We talk about COCs.
Spanky Johnson.
And they didn't find that document.
Right.
If they don't have that document, it's really hard for them to prove that you knew your license was suspended.
Yeah, and they can't.
But every day we get clients, and like what clients don't know is everything you say to a police officer, number one, is usually recorded on body cam.
Right.
And number two, they're gonna write down what you say and give it to us the first time we see it.
Yeah, immediately. Like it's gonna be transcribed, bro.
So if you say, yeah, I knew it was suspended, but can I just go home real quick? They're gonna give us a statement notice that says, yeah, I knew my license was suspended, but can I go home real quick?
Well, and look, so then that's what they're gonna say. Oh, well, they didn't read me my Miranda.
Yo.
In a situation like that, like this is the thing you gotta realize how it's applied. Like we understand Miranda, we don't really know what it means. Like it's a lot of stuff we hear on media and stuff that I ain't know till I went to law school was like, oh, that was wrong the whole time. Like I had no idea, bro. Miranda was one of them, bro.
Yeah.
It's way more than just the police saying like, what they say, you got the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you in a court of law.
Right.
But like the context of it is that like that only matters, bro, when you're in police custody, one, and when you're being interrogated, bro.
Right.
So if you're not already in police custody, and if they're not if they're not asking you no questions, and it don't even matter if they said Miranda or not. Like that only matters for those statements after, like once they got you in custody, when they said the Miranda.
And here are a few things about that. So the first thing I want to say is what people need to know, and I'm gonna say this to everybody who I meet. Just because they did not read you your rights does not mean your case is getting dismissed.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean so many clients. Yo, they did not read me my rights, lawyer.
Yeah.
They did not. So case is getting thrown out.
That's not how it works. It's not gonna work like
that. If they have probable cause to arrest you, you are being arrested,
bro. Yeah, you're going to jail.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
Whether they read you your rights or not doesn't matter.
See, because our whole finesse is like we could probably get your statements out. If we could prove that you was in police custody, and that you was being interrogated, and they didn't read you those Miranda rights, they didn't say those Miranda rights, and we could prove those two things, guess what? Those statements could not even matter. So you could have said the most incriminating thing, and it wouldn't even matter. Like the judges say, oh, we suppressing that. That don't even come in.
Right. And it's our job to argue that you were in custody, and it's our job to argue that you're being interrogated. So like, I don't want people to lead this and be like, okay, so like, unless I'm in handcuffs, and unless they, I'm back at the precinct, then that's when I have to know. Leave it to us, because like we've
and
had
it could be right.
I've convinced the judge that somebody was arrested before they had handcuffs on them.
That's true.
People think just because you're in custody means you got handcuffs. No, custody can mean you at your crib and there's 5 police officers surrounding you,
bro, with their hands on with his hands on his joint like this.
So you can't leave until
I definitely don't feel free to leave.
Exactly. You could be at home and you still be in police custody, not a handcuff.
Come on, bro.
You can be being asked questions and not back at the precinct being interrogated and still be being interrogated. Yeah. That's our job to argue.
Yeah, that's our job.
What makes our job the easiest is what? If you
don't say nothing, bro. It's like you putting that in the air, bro. Like you putting that up to a judge to make that decision. Like at the end of the day, right? If you can make that decision on your own, just don't say nothing. Like just say like, yeah, like basically they gonna realize, oh, this person really understands their rights. This person not saying nothing. Like, let me just go ahead and get along with this one. Like, let me not even be on no hot business right now.
Right.
You better off doing that than to go ahead and get yourself bagged up.
Right.
More if you was gonna already get locked up anyway. Right. So that's what the right to remain silent really come down to.
If there's two things we can ask y'all to take from this part of the conversation is, if they don't read you your rights, that is not me in case of being dismissed, and it really only applies to when you're in custody and you're being interrogated.
Right. So say lawyer.
And you say something.
Lawyer. That's what that's just keep it simple for the people.
Lawyer.
If you get bagged by these people, man, and they start asking you a whole bunch of questions about this and that,
right?
Just all you got to do is say lawyer, bro.
And the moment you say lawyer, bro, they're not allowed to
yeah, like,
and if they do, then they're in violation.
Yeah, like man, I'm talking about the questions as far as like criminality and stuff like that. Like that's criminality. Yeah. Like they could probably ask you your name and stuff like that. But I'm saying like, have you been doing this? Like, nah, bro. Did you know your license was suspended?
Right.
Man, lawyer, bro. Like, lawyer, bro.
Lawyer.
Bro, I'm having a hard time hearing, bro. Like, my drink tweaking. Like, you better come up with something, bro.
Right. Yes, please.
So as soon as they start talking to you, that can all be used.
Yes.
As a statement?
Yes.
So
yeah.
The turnstile and they came up to me like, we saw you do that or whatever. Like that can all be.
Yeah, they writing that down. Yeah, they gonna use that against you.
So like if I don't know if everybody can hear you, but like so if you hop a turnstile and police come next to you, let's say the body cam is on. No, say it's not on because it might not be on general.
Not on.
And they say, hey, I saw you hop the turnstile. And you're like, yeah, I know I did, but can I be good? And if they arrest you, they can write. Actually, it won't be them that happens. They'll tell the DA this is what was said to me, and the DA will write down the cop said that Brittany said to me, yeah, I knew I hopped it.
Yeah.
So that could be written down and
used against you. Yeah, used against you. You need to chill out, man. You need to chill out on them turnstiles, man.
So as soon as they come to me, I'm gonna be like lawyer.
Lawyer, yeah. In a situation like that, like
and I would be like, am I getting arrested?
Yeah, like you don't gotta say lawyer off the rip, but like
exactly.
They really pressing you out, then you just be like, look, like you about to go to jail anyway.
Right.
Lawyer, bro, like come on now, like come on, bro.
Yeah.
Lawyer, bro, like come on, bro.
Yeah, the moment you are about to get arrested or getting arrested, don't say nothing. And if they haven't arrested you yet, still don't say nothing about the actual case itself. They ask you,
like you asking
really for your name.
Tell them, simple situation, simple information like that. You feel me? You can get them people's, but like as far as anything extra, when they start asking you why you did something or why something you did illegal,
right?
You should not be saying, "Oh, I did it illegally because I did it like illegally," like. Unless you really just feel like that's what you want to do.
Honestly,
you can do that. But you got to write. The point of this is that to let you know, inform you of your constitutional right to remain silent and not say nothing.
You
decide
if I hop the turnstile tomorrow and a police officer approaches me, is like,
yeah, what you gonna say?
Hey, what's going on? I'll be like, I really ain't got nothing to say.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing to say.
You just wouldn't say anything?
No, I would just say I don't have anything to say. Are you gonna write me a citation?
Or what?
Or
what you gonna do? Yeah, exactly. That's what I say too.
That's what I would do. I know most people be like, yo,
my bad,
am I good? Am I good? I'm sorry. I'd be like, you know what?
Don't do that.
I ain't got nothing to say. Are you gonna write me a citation or am I free to go?
Right.
And then what's likely is gonna happen, they'll take your ID and then they'll decide to write you a citation.
And that's gonna be what it was,
or they decide
to
give you a warning. They used to arrest you for it. I don't think they'll arrest you.
Nah, you gonna get a DA. You don't even get a DAT for that. I don't even know what you get for that.
Right, we'll talk about DATs later. You can't just use language DATs.
Oh, my bad.
And
My
know
bad.
What they...
My bad. You right.
We'll talk about another episode.
That's another episode.
Actually, no. We talk about it now.
That's a appearance ticket.
Yes. A DAT stands for desk appearance ticket.
Yeah.
the way that usually what that means is that police arrest you.
Yeah.
And instead of you having to see the judge that day, like be arraigned, we'll talk about arraignments in a second, but instead of you having to be arraigned that day, they give you a ticket that says, "Hey, come to court in a month," and that's your arraignment day.
Yeah.
But you still get arrested. What that means, like, we see it
They
for like
they take you to the precinct.
Take you to the precinct. They process you, book your information,
yeah.
and then they release you from the precinct and say, "Hey, here's your ticket.
Hold you to
you gotta come to court on this day. If you don't come to court, you can get a warrant. That could be a whole other thing."
Right.
But yeah, DAT people. If you've been arrested in New York, a lot of people get DATs, especially for like low level things.
Low level tickets and stuff like that.
Maybe stealing from a store. Maybe if you get caught with some drugs on you.
They locking them up for that now.
Yeah?
Yeah, they
Or maybe if you get caught with some drugs on you, or like if you have some like a small amount of cocaine or something like that, they may just give you a desk appearance ticket, DAT, and then you're gonna court later on that.
Yeah.
COCs.
I
feel like I know I've been doing this for 6 years, but I feel like you know more about. I know y'all hate when we say this, but you may know more about COCs than I do, because COCs is a thing that's been more happening in the past 2 years.
Yeah,
and it's something that really happens in misdemeanor practice. So when you work at BXD, you start with low level crimes, which is known as misdemeanor. A misdemeanor is a crime where you can be punished.
Low level.
It means you can be punished for up to $1,000 or a year in jail. Any crime where that's the cap of how much you can be punished is a misdemeanor. At BXD, you work on those. Where we work at Bronx Offenders, we work on those cases for our first year and a half before we get moved to felonies. Felonies is any case where you can be punished by anything that's more than $1,000, anything that's prison time more than a year. So I'm at a point in my practice where I have mostly felonies. I have very few misdemeanor cases. So I'm not really dealing with COCs in the way that you are when you're working with misdemeanor cases. So can you explain what a COC is and how you've interacted with COCs in your practice?
Yeah. COCs are certificates. I need some water though.
Yo, Wolf, you got some water? Thank you.
Get that one. I was trying to hold it in too. Struggling. I was over there like, oh my God.
I bet. It's the last thing we're talking about today anyways. Thank you.
Shout out to our sponsors. Perfect Hydration Alkaline Water. The perfect balance.
Thank you, Wolf. Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
All right, COCs. What is a COC, and how have you interacted with COCs in your practice?
Yeah, so a COC is a certificate of compliance. It's a document that essentially the prosecutor, the people that's good, ain't it?
Ooh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Can water. That's that futuristic water. Water good. Yeah, so it's basically a document that the prosecutor has to file. And this document says that they've given you all of the evidence against you basically in your case.
Right.
Now, a lot of these items are like very random. There's a statute. It's 245.20. That's the name of the statute. If you want
CPL.
CPL.
Criminal Procedure Law 245.
Yeah, 245.20. That's the name of the statute right there. That outline basically everything they got to give you. Notes, pictures, everything, radio frequencies, 911 calls, everything. I'm talking about audit logs. It's a lot of random stuff. You got to look at the statute to see exactly what everything is. Yeah. But it's basically everything. Like, it's everything.
Right.
And what happens is that they have 90 days, and a lot of my practice is challenging the COC that the prosecutor turns in. So I'm saying, hold up. I looked at the body-worn camera, and I saw that they took a picture, and you ain't give me that picture. Or you said you gave me this document, and I looked at everything, and I ain't actually had this document.
Right. I thought somebody called 911. What's the 911 call at?
I listened to the 911 call like somebody else called. He called 911 before this, actually.
Where's that call?
Where that call at?
Right.
And it comes up to the end of the day, come to the judge. The judge going to decide, you know what?
Right.
You didn't do your job, prosecutor. Case dismissed.
Right.
So I've been having the fortunate, you feel me, opportunity and the luck to be able to have, cases where, you know, we can be able to make that point and prove that.
Right.
That's a lot of what my practice come down to, like, at the end of the day.
What are some cases that you've gotten dismissed? Or what are some charges people were facing that you got dismissed because
of
they didn't give all the information in the
So we got some stuff coming up, creeping up, but we definitely got some based off a 911 call.
Okay.
Like 911 call, like within the first minute of the 911 call. 911 call was 3 minutes.
Yeah.
First 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Dude say, hello, I called for police earlier.
Right.
Like, bro never gave me the 911 call from earlier. He never asked for the 911 call from earlier. Yeah. He gave it to me like months later.
Right.
And he never filed so if you give somebody evidence after you file that initial certificate of compliance, the COC, you gotta file what's called a supplemental COC, right? Which is basically a paper saying, "Oh, I forgot this."
Have you got any cases dismissed because they didn't file a proper COC?
That's what we about to
see.
We going down to it, yeah. Like we going down to it. Like we got cases in right now that's like up for based off of what the arguments that I made.
Right.
I feel as though, yeah, it's dismissal.
Well, you gotta wait to see what the judge says.
Yeah, but it should be dismissal. But that's the problem.
Yeah,
it's like. It's these judges, like, you could know the law and your law you reading the law and you clearly right.
Right.
Judges be making their own decisions sometimes, bro. Like, that's the only thing about this job. Sometimes it's like, you got to realize that too.
Right.
Like, don't come into this job thinking you just about to strong arm everything.
Right.
Like,
the law is the law.
Yeah, like, you can't strong arm everything, but you can like try your best to, you feel me, get where you need to go. But you feel me, at the end of the day, you might got a judge like Trump appointed or something.
Right.
You feel me? I don't even know if he appointed none of the Bronx criminal court judges.
I don't think so.
I don't think he had that authority or jurisdiction.
Yeah.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, you never know what's going on out here, bro.
Yeah.
Come on now.
I think one thing that I'll say about COCs, and we can wrap it up, is, you would have no idea what life was like before COC.
Oh, sweet, wasn't it?
So it was crazy. Terrible.
Oh, they were just giving
COCs is like a 2020 thing. Like in 2020, New York passed these changes to the laws, and that's when COC became a thing. That's when, like, now every DA in the city was required to file a COC within 90 days in order for them to continue prosecuting the case. And before that, there was no requirement that they file a COC. And
they didn't have to file one.
And here's the crazy thing: there was no requirement that we receive all the discovery with a certain period of time before we're set for trial.
Wow! So you get evidence on trial day.
Let me tell you what's happening
on the first day of trial.
So one time I walked into court and I haven't received no discovery. Like, I haven't seen no evidence on the case. And this is back before we have. Now you guys get electronic discovery.
Oh yeah, EDS.
It get emailed to.
Yeah, we get emails.
This is back in the day where, like, I say back in the day like I'm 50, but like this is like 6 years ago.
Mind you, this man is probably like 2 years older than me. This whole time talking about you.
But I mean, I feel like 6 years in public defender world is a lot.
Yeah, this is turned him into a hardened man.
You know what I'm saying? But like back in my day, there was no electronic discovery. Everything was
you really had to go
paper
get
stack,
the file, bro.
Stuff with like radio runs and body worn camera that was on the disc that they gave you. We always had a physical disc for that. So it was that. So like sometime one day I walked in the court.
That's sad, bro.
Like, walked in the court,
like you real sound like you from the 70s or something.
I'm telling
bro.
you, it's so different than how y'all
like you graduated law school in the 2010s, bro.
Let me tell you, like I'm old, bro. But here, let me tell you how bad it was. So I would walk in the court.
Yeah.
I say, Judge, I have no discovery. The DA on the record be like, Judge, we're serving counsel with discovery right now. Hand over a whole stack of discovery. I say, Judge, I need at least a week or two to get caught up on discovery. One time, the judge said, take over lunch and come back, and we're going to start either the hearing or something in the afternoon. And guess what happened? Over lunch, I had to go through the discovery, and we had the hearing in the afternoon.
Wow. And they gave you ain't even have no object. You couldn't object to them not giving you all of the discovery.
Because there was no requirement for that. It's crazy.
That's wild, bro.
It's crazy.
Like, what would my job be if I wasn't doing that?
Yeah, it'd be a whole different.
That's a big part of my job is just literally objecting to that. Like, bro, you ain't even give me all of the discovery. Right. How can we talk about trial if you ain't even give me all the evidence?
What it was like for me, it was like, we'll talk about this in another episode, but it was a lot of just omnibus motions.
Oh yeah,
and then
you was going straight to omnibus.
Going straight to omnibus motions, and then hearings if hearings were happening. or writing other kinds of motions to get the case dismissed, facial insufficiency, things like that.
Getting cases, man. Getting cases. That's what you can't have confidence as I know this.
Yeah.
The public defenders out here in this generation right here.
Yeah.
Is on it, bro. We trying. I feel like we trying, bro. Like
we really different than like
it's
people
different
understanding of public defenders.
Yeah, I think we might be the ones that change that perception like over time. Like by the time we owe his, like the whole perception to be way different of public defenders.
Right. They think we dress bad. They think that we meet them and play them. They think that we don't care. They think that we dress pretty fly.
We be fly, bro.
I know.
Man, like, I know, goddamn. You looking dap. You're looking good yourself, brother. You're looking good.
You know
yourself.
what we doing. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I just came from Ramus myself.
Yeah. Look at this man. This man don't look like a public. You thought he was the detective the way he's dressing out here. Come on now. This guy is getting money.
All right. So as we wrap up, Tyreek, is there? I know we've talked a lot about a lot of games we put folks on, but if there's like one thing you can lead the people with, which is some game.
Yeah, one thing is just like, the one thing I learned is like, tell this to your friends, tell this to your family, tell this to everybody. Like, when it come down to it, like, you do not have to say nothing incriminating to yourself to the police. Like, you do not have to, like, so just don't say nothing, like, incriminating against yourself. You got the right to remain silent, bro.
Yeah.
Use that right. Yeah. It's there for a reason.
Yeah, I won't add too much. I'll just say, like, don't try to talk yourself out of a situation. The moment that you realize that it's going down and you're getting arrested, you got to ride it out. Wait till you meet the lawyer.
Yeah, wait till you get your lawyer.
Me and Conrad said last episode, we said, leave the finessing to us.
That's
and leave the finessing to us.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, we've come to the end of another episode of the Brothers-in-Law podcast. I want to thank my man Tyreek for putting up.
Thanks
Appreciate
for having
you,
me, man. Thanks.
Hope to have you again. It was
fun. Man, for sure. You know, I love to come back to the podcast. Man. Come on, here.
And remember, this is not free legal advice.
This is information only.
It's just free game.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just free game.
Free game.
You heard?
That's crazy.
It's not free legal advice. It's just free game.
Free game, baby.
Thank you. Appreciate you. We'll see you next episode.
Yeah.